What in the world is it that would possess someone to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning on a day off and head out for a day of fishing? There's got to be some attraction about this. I'm Foxy Gagnon, and welcome to a special presentation brought to you by the Cable Committee as we follow the Adirondack Fishbusters, a local group of Adirondack fishing guides, as they take their client Jay Rusnock out for a day of fishing. It's 5:30 in the morning, and we're going to follow Goose Gagnon, Wayne Wilkins, Lex Cleary, and their friend, also a captain. We'll talk more about that. His name, Ray Hawksby. Things are about set to load into their vehicles as we head out early. What in the world is it that would possess a bunch of guys to want to get up at about 4:30 in the morning on a day off, drive for about an hour, and head out onto Lake Champlain? Well, we're going to find out as Hometown Cable hits the road for a special presentation. I'm Foxy Gagnon, and we're here in the rain on a windy Sunday morning. As we meet the Adirondack Fishbusters along with some friends, and we're going to meet Adirondack fishing guides Goose Gagnon, Lex Cleary, and Wayne Wilkins as they come along board with Ray Bub Hawksby, who's a licensed captain and one of the Fishbusters clients, Jay Rusnock, and we'll talk with all of these men, find out what there is about this Adirondack fishing. The rains are just starting to come down pretty hard, and we're going to go along, get on board. Join us for a day of fishing. Adirondack Fishing Guides, brought to you by the Cable Committee. Preparations are underway, and before too long, we'll be heading out on the lake. All the guys making sure they have everything that they need. Our captain today is Ray Hawksby, attending to last minute details. Now, what's the weather? Has it stopped raining out there, Bub?
No.
No?
and rolling today. Put the foul weather curtain up.
This ain't a very good one.
Why?
Why? You ain't got a swivel or nothing on it.
Where? That ain't mine.
Oh, this ain't yours?
Can't be. I'm all ready to go. Goose in there.
Huh?
Goose.
Good hands.
Hey,
You still got it.
my craftsman.
Now, what are you doing, Goose?
Well, we're getting all these rods all set up before we get out there. That way we can put lures on them and get fishing right away. So we get them all set up, and then the rod holders before we even leave the boat launch.
Blue bag right next to you, Goose. Right next to you.
As a novice fisherman, one of my first impressions is all the terminology that's going on here. And I've heard about planer boards and riggers and releases, and I guess we'll have to find out what all this is, what this is all about as we head out. We're just moments away from being on our way. And we head out from the boat marina at Essex, New York.
We're close to it though, bud.
With Fishbusters, Goose Gagnon, Lex Cleary, and Wayne Wilkins, along with the captain
Get out of here for the board,
of the boat, Ray Hawksby, and their client, Jay Rusnock. Join us for a day of fishing. Goose, the planer boards are out. Why don't you tell us about that?
Okay, Foxy, the planer boards we got out on each side of the boat, and what that mainly for is those boards are shaped at a certain design so they track away from the boat. And what we're going to be doing is running lines off these yellow lines that are going down to the planer boards with a release system on it. So as we're trolling with multi lines, and we're trolling at all times, and got lures working in the water for us at all times, and they stay away from the boat, Foxy. Say we go over a fish, of course that fish isn't going to stay there while we run over it. It's going to scatter off to each side, and that's where our lures are going to be working, you know. So there goes our first line out, and when Lex is ready to hook up his release, we'll show you the release system that we use for this type of fishing. Okay, this is the release system we use to hook onto the planer board line. It's called a snappy release, and it's a good release that we like to use. There's all different types of releases, and this is our particular type favorite.
Oh, you want me?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's just
Well, what we do is we twist the line up like this. Now that's optional. Some guys don't. And you slip the line in between this orange part. Now I don't know if you can see it in this light, but this white part here. And we pull out the loop a little bit. So it's that'd be something extra to get tangled out there on a rough day like today. They start flipping around, and sometimes your line gets tangled up. But now the lure's connected to the release. All right, and we hook the release onto the planer board line, and we send that down the line. Now when a fish hits it, that's gonna pop off, and then you're free to fight the fish on the rod. Would you come with your back, Wayne?
now, Foxy, that release going down there is just going away from the boat. We're not really letting out any more line in back of, as far as our lures are running in back.
Okay, the captain, Ray Hawksby, and Wayne Wilkins alongside, and they're going to explain what this is all about.
Ray?
This is a digital graph, and it'll tell you your depth, which is on the bottom, and we're right now about 9 foot. We just switched from 9 foot, from 10 foot to 9 foot here. Now we go back up to 9. And the temperature right here is 55, 56 degrees. And it's rough to get you an actual picture of what we're seeing some fish in the graph, because we have only 10 feet of water. And there goes a speck right there. Now there's a little fish right there on the bottom. It could be a small laker or a small salmon. And we've been watching the seagulls work the shoreline here really well. They've been diving in front of the boat, and I've been seeing little beeps here and there on the graph. And there's a couple. No, there's possibly one right there. It's hard to tell when we're so shallow at this moment on the digital graph. That's why we have a paper graph for the deeper water and the downriggers. But in the springtime and the fall, you just want to get your temperature more than your depth. When you hit the right temperature, you're going to find some fish out here. That's about one of the key parts of fishing out here in Champlain, is you find your correct temperature, and you keep on circling it, and eventually the fish will come making a feeding run around that time of your temperature. You want to add something, Wayne, more to it than that? Or?
No, you've explained it pretty well. Like Ray mentioned too, using the graph, the paper graph, use those in conjunction with the downriggers, which we'll be running later on. And at that time you can run 100, 120 foot down. If you spot fish, say at 80 foot, you run your riggers either up or down. You can adjust to where the fish are. You find them, the depth-wise.
And part of the great outdoors in the Adirondacks. It's that time of year. And I'd say things are progressing smoothly, but we're a rocking and a rolling out here. Gives us a chance maybe to talk with Jay, who has, where's home for you, Jay?
Well, I actually live in Wappingers Falls, New York. That's down in Dutchess County.
And how does it happen? How did you first start coming up to the Adirondacks to fish?
Oh boy, that was a lot of years ago now. It must have been about 8 years ago or so was the first time. And the reason for me coming up this way was the year before I had gone to Canada on a big fishing trip. And I come home pretty disappointed from that. And I figured there had to be a place in New York that offered great fishing, all the things I was looking for without me having to travel way up to Canada and then not finding it there. So I took a chance and I came up with Goose here, famous Adirondack fishing guide, and he took me out on this lake, and I've been coming back ever since. This is really excellent fishing. It's a really good time. I really love it up here. So
And
that's what brings me back every year.
do you get up once a year or more than that?
Usually twice a year. I try for at least a spring trip and a fall trip every year.
And what's have you hit a good catch in your travels up through here?
Well, I'll tell you, I've got about the best luck going, I guess, because every single time I come up here, we do good. I've never been skunked, not once. We always catch at least some fish, and we've had a lot of days where we've caught a lot of fish.
Okay, so they say you're up to bat first. I guess that means as soon as we hit one, we're going to see you in action.
That's correct. They put their most luckiest guy up first here to set the tone for the rest of the day. That's
Okay. Jay's at work.
Yeah. Not long.
Oh, yeah, look at him fight.
Yeah, he's got a nice one on, Foxy. Is it fighting like a Laker? Oh yeah, see,
Trying to find how far out he is.
yeah, it's pretty hard to pick up the line, Fox. It's pretty hard to pick up the line. Fighting like a Laker?
Oh, look at him go.
Oh yeah, he's got a nice one on. He hammered it, Foxy. Came right off the release.
Got a while yet.
Now he's way over, yeah, he's cutting over on us.
We got it. We got it.
All right.
Stretch them out.
Whoop, back the other way. He's staying right down, huh, Jay?
Yes, he is. I haven't seen him at all yet.
Yeah, he's staying right down. I think we got a dandy on here for our first hookup of the day.
We're gonna be a little guy cheating on us.
That's all right. Well, he'll grow by the time the day's over.
I'm gaining on him. I'm getting in here.
I don't know if you can pick up his line now.
I think he's close.
Yep, we're getting a glimpse out of him now.
Nice little guy.
You getting him, Fox?
Just back up, Jay, now a little bit.
Yeah.
Where's the guy with that net? Where's that guy?
Our net man wasn't really ready yet.
I can't see
Uh-oh.
what's going on down there.
Don't get him in that prop.
Good job.
There he is.
Good job.
Nice hook up. Bring him up.
Bring him up, Jay. All right.
All right.
Oh, yeah. He's a decent one. We got a Laker here.
A little line.
What'd you think there, Fox?
That was exciting. I didn't know if he'd pull him in.
I was afraid he was going to get pulled in, huh?
Boy, they
That's a good
feel
one.
good.
Well,
They feel good.
take a good look.
He was
Monster.
banging.
He's just a bait.
Look at that monster.
Hold it for a second for
Now,
me.
what is this?
This is a lake trout. Now, Foxy, I don't know if you could get this mark on here. This is an old lamprey mark on here, and he recovered from it.
Yeah.
We got any fin clips on here? Yeah.
We do.
Yeah, if you could turn it around, I could show you, Foxy. This fin clip right here, that's been clipped. And so that's a stocked fish. That's our stocking program of the lake trout here. And that's how they monitor them, is by fin clips, what year they were and like that. And there's all kinds of books. Wayne, matter of fact, keeps a book on it. What fish are clipped and like that. How many inches we got there? 20?
That's 21, right to the
21 inches,
tip
you know.
of the tail, to the tip of the jaw.
What do you think? We can revive this guy and let him go, Jay, or would you like to bring him home? I know you like Lakers.
I like Lakers, but I think this guy can grow to an even larger size. I think this guy can go back in there and grow a bit bigger for next time.
Well, let's see if we can revive him and get him back in the water. Yep, we got another one on. That's our second one in about I'd say 5 minutes. And this one here, that one was reacting to me like a salmon, Jay.
Yeah, this one seemed to come up right away. That's a sign of a salmon.
We got Captain Ray out here. He's going to net the fish this time. He has no confidence, I guess, in his last.
Thank you, Ray. I appreciate that. I'll tell you, Wayne had me nervous before.
Well, we had the net all extended out last time. We didn't know what we had here, so.
Doing all right?
He's sticking a little bit. He's shaking his head out there.
He is?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe another Laker, huh, Jay?
Come in pretty close here. I want to turn.
Go ahead. Try to bring him over, Jay, if you can.
Go right ahead, Bob. What do you have to do?
Yep, it's another. Oh, he's a nicer one, I think.
Another about the same size.
About the same size, huh?
Good one. Good mine.
All right, you got him.
You hit that black and
Oh, he's a little bit bigger, I would say. Geez, it looks like a clean fish from here.
Beautiful.
you hit that black
Beautiful looking lake.
and, black and purple. Come on, get out of there.
There.
Boy, the dark color.
Now see, we got a different fin clip here, right here. So he was stocked at a different year, and he's got an old lamprey mark. That's why we're treating the lake. Is the lampreys are just attacking these fish.
You don't want. I'm gonna get this guy back in the water.
Yep.
Okay.
You want to take a look at this one? That was quick. He went
Back
quick,
it, yeah.
freshly, not even hurt at all. We try to keep our hands out of the gills at all times when we're releasing.
Yeah, you're on.
I'm on.
You got a green light in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We're on and another one's in. Bub's gonna holler in.
You got Captain Ray on the rod up there. He's
this
got
is
a
a
beautiful
salmon right
salmon out there.
They can't.
Oh, look at him fighting out there.
I got it.
Whoa!
He's been jumping. This is the fourth time he came out of the
Yeah.
water. The first two times he really came out of the water about a foot easily. I'm trying to take him easy. The salmon's got a soft mouth to him, and we don't want to.
We got a net man ready?
We'll put.
I got the net.
Want a net of Jay or?
Yep, I'll do it. So this is our captain, Ray Hawksby. Ready to haul in. They say it's a salmon. I don't know how they can tell from that far out.
Well, we saw him jump.
Yes, salmon. Nice one too. About real pretty fish. We'll try not to
Nice
hurt him too much.
landlocked salmon.
He's got a little football look to him. All right, great. He fell off the hook. That same lure before.
Oh, yeah.
Hold him up nice for us,
belly,
Ray.
huh?
Look at that. He's turning. He's got a little football size to him.
Okay.
Oh, this is a nice fish. This one's staying down
Okay, we got a nice one on.
on that same little bumblebee.
Okay.
Cop.
Slide by me then.
You're fine. Huh? You want to stay there and watch?
Okay, this is our fourth fish. I guess Ray's showing us how to catch him.
I happen to be in the right spot at the right time to grab the pole. Watch your, watch
Yeah.
that. We're
Yeah.
shallow. I know this point.
There goes. Take the camera. Switch.
Is it still running?
Yeah, I'm still going. I want these.
Oh, look how pumped up.
Oh, yeah. You're right, like he's done over pretty far.
We're gonna have a mess in a minute.
We're still out quite a ways.
Are you? Yeah.
I don't know if we're getting any sound. Oh, no wonder.
Ray's got a smile on his face.
Hurt my teeth. I don't like losing them like this. They don't. You got a nice fish on. You don't like to see them come to the boat. You don't like horsing them. And just hope he stays on. Gaining a little, Foxy. We're trying here. Jay should be up to bat. Oh, I just lost him.
Oh! Well,
Hey, what do you got out there?
Salmon.
Oh yeah, here he comes. Nice looking fish.
I can't pick him up.
Huh?
We got this one off
There
the
he goes.
down
There he goes
rigger.
again.
Boy, what a jumper.
You,
Yep,
the net?
Ray's got the net.
right here at the back.
There he goes.
Ready? Oh,
He got off.
Just missed. So close.
hey, it
One of
happens.
those
So
long
close.
distance releases.
That's
It
it.
happens. That's right, catch and release.
All right.
Well, I'm really feeling great. We've been out here for a few hours and I couldn't feel better, I'll tell you. This is the life. And we're going to take a few minutes and talk with Goose. And Goose, I suppose you got started fishing as a kid, and tell us a little bit about your fishing, how long you've been involved in it and all that.
Well, I started fishing as a kid, going down the dock and coal and catching perch. And as you very well know, a lot of times I was late for supper. Got in trouble for that because I was down the dock and coal catching some perch. And you know, that was as a kid. And then as I got older, I kind of got away from fishing a little bit and went in the service. And when I got out of the service, I picked up fishing again. And as I did more fishing after the service, I started getting a boat and things like that. Well, Ray Hosby, who we're out with today, he started out as Adirondack guide, and he told me what I had to do about getting my license and things like that. And we, you know, he helped me about going about and getting my license, talked to the DEC about it and things like that. And so that's how I originally got into it.
And how long have you been guiding now?
Oh, I'd say roughly around 8 years, guessing on the top of my head, right in that neighborhood there. And you know, I take many people out, all different walks of life, from you know, a guy that works at Goodyear to lawyers and doctors. That's one thing interesting about fishing, that you know, it isn't just one certain stereotype of person, you know. All walks of life. Taking women out, there's a lot of women that are really interested in fishing, and I take women out.
And now you have clients with your business, clients from quite a bit of distance. I know Jay told us where he's from, and tell us about that.
Well, mostly my clients are from New Jersey area, New York City area, and like that. And how I came about meeting people from this area and them hearing about us is, you know, Adirondack Fish Busters, our business name. We go to outdoor shows down in New York City, New Jersey, and you know, it's more or less you might picture it as one of your card shows that you often go to, Foxy, and that's what these shows are about, except it's all guides and lodges and things like that, promoting their particular business.
One of the concerns that we've spoken about over supper time is the lamprey situation. It was a big concern a year or two ago. I haven't read a lot in the paper about it, but what is the lamprey situation? And talk about that for a while, Goose.
Well, of course, the lamprey situation, it was a long haul to to get it originally passed through the Senate and all the I guess political type things that had to be done. And last year they started this lamprey program, which for 10, 12 years we've been hearing about, and we finally got it done, and we're in our second year now. And you know, you're going to see a big improvement on your fishing. You know, the Lake Champlain in particular, which they're treating with the lampricide, that will, in a couple years, I think 2 more years, you're going to see a big difference in the growth of your fish and, you know, the amount of fish that you take.
Now, you even have hauled fish in that had lampreys right on them, is that right?
Oh, correct. You see it often today. We haven't seen it today, but often you go out and you'll catch a fish that has a lamprey hooked right on it, and you get it in the boat. And a lot of times I turn them into the local tackle shop, and they in turn turn them into the DEC so they can do the different tests with them and things like that. Done a little type of seminar thing for the school district in Plattsburgh. They had asked me to talk about the lampreys, and we brought some live lampreys in, so children are getting educated and knowing about them at a young age. And I took John Kiedis, he worked for the Associated Press. He was writing an article on the lamprey problem about 4 years ago. And I took him out, and we caught a couple fish with lampreys right on them. So, and that was the first time he really got to see them up close and really alive, the real thing. And he wrote a very good article about it. And you know, so you do catch them with the fish with lampreys on them.
We want to remind you we're talking fishing today. Cable Committee bringing you this presentation. We're with Lex Cleary, who here has taken over behind the wheel. We're on the boat of Ray Hawksby, called the, what's it called, Ray?
Fishing Hawk.
The Fishing Hawk, of course. And it's an award-winning boat. It was in the Lake Champlain tournament, whatever that's called, Goose?
That's correct. It was in the Rotary tournament, the Lake Trout Salmon, and Ray was fortunate enough to get his boat maybe a week or two just before the tournament, so we broke it in style. Jay was aboard.
He was fortunate enough to have the right crew with him, so we put it to them fish. We placed in that tournament.
Yeah, we got 5th place in the tournament, so we were real happy, and that's the way to break in a boat.
And Wayne Wilkins keeping an eye on the lines out here. And we'll be hearing more fishing stories as the day goes by. We're still early in the day. Boy, am I glad we got plenty of time left. Well, we've been out now for a while, and we haven't had any hits, and our Captain Ray is going to tell us where have we been, Ray? Give us a little explanation of that, please.
We started out at Essex Shipyard today. I got my boat moored down there, and we've headed north up towards Bocat River, and we're making a turn right now. We're headed back down towards Split Rock and the lighthouse down there south. We've had 5 hits so far. We boated a couple and we missed one nice one that I should have had, but that's fishing.
How about the weather conditions? Is this normal?
In the fall it is. We're going to hit a north and a south wind right about these days. And it can get quite rough out here, as you can see. It's dreary and it's overcast, and we've been switching over to different colored dark spoons for dark days. Is what we've been figuring as we're going along here, and going back to the old reliables and switching colors. The copper's been working pretty well today. We've been staying around 55 to 58 on the temperature, and we've been zigging and zagging, changing our speeds up as we go along, going in towards shore and going out into deeper water.
Do you have favorite places, Ray, where you really enjoy it, or I don't know if you want to give away any trade secrets, but do you have favorite places you like to fish?
Oh yeah, We have a couple places around Fort Douglas up that way, and Schuyler Island is a really nice one. You can work really good into there, and then you can head out towards Schuyler Reef out that way also. It's a real good spot also. And we can work along the shorelines in the spring and the fall, and you have to travel the lake to find them. They're not main tied up down there, put it like that.
Let's see what the guys are doing back here.
You better.
Well, they're waiting. They're just waiting for a hit. Got Wayne and Lex. You got the screen up, but
We're looking anxious, looking for the rods to bed.
they're waiting.
This is the part of fishing that you never get to see on television. The part while you're waiting for the fish to strike.
Okay, one of the Adirondack fish busters is Wayne Wilkins, and he's been fishing a long time in these waters. And everybody, when we talk with Wayne, they talk about the books. So you want to tell us about that, Wayne?
Yeah, well, approximately 9-10 years ago, I started keeping a diary for my own personal use on my fishing experiences on Lake Champlain, especially with the salmonoid family, lake trout, salmon, brown, and steelhead. And later on, I got involved in keeping what's called an Angler's Cooperative Diary for DEC. And this is one of the ways that, you know, in conjunction with the problems we've had with the lamprey control on Lake Champlain, this also is a way the DEC gets a feedback from their stocking programs on the lake. And I've always been like I said, I've always been a bug on keeping records. I started out keeping records for myself on what fish were caught where, what time of day, weather conditions, lure was caught on, who caught it, if it was released. I've always kept, you know, this type of records. My partners at times have some real nasty things to say to me at times when I'm bugging them about what fin clip a fish has before they got it in the net even, you know. But
How long do your records go back?
I have, for my own personal records, approximately 10 years of fishing on Lake Champlain, diaries that I've kept. Like I said, all kinds of information.
How the lures that he used. Yeah.
Tell us, now also, there's something that you send to the conservation department, or?
Yes, at the end of the season, a fishing season, we send these the diaries back to DEC. This time, all the information that they obtain from them are put into computers, and they do a printout, and they'll put part of their thing is figuring up rod hours, man hours per fish caught in the Lake Champlain and the tributary areas. And last count, I believe there was around 150 cooperative angler diary keepers on the New York side for the you know, Lake Champlain area.
Well, one thing everybody always talks about fish stories when you're with fishermen. Do either of you have any particular favorite fish stories, your prize catches, or any of that sort?
Lex always has a lot of stories, but
I don't know if I got any fish stories. I'm waiting for one to happen here.
you know, I got to concur with Lex. Every day on the lake is a story in itself.
A downrigger?
Just for the scenic beauty, the, you know, just the tranquility, just being out here.
Bending though.
No. False alarm? No, a lot of garbage. As you can see, this time of the year, the fall fishing, spring fishing, this is something you have to contend with,
Especially after
running multi-line systems.
So
Rigger off, there we go, salmon on. Oh, sorry about that. We got a hookup on a downrigger. We got another one here, got another release. Another release, we're into the fish now. Well,
if you need to,
we have a salmon on. We have a salmon on right now. Goose has a salmon.
try to get through here.
don't know if you caught that.
That was good because yeah, we're on.
You filming? Okay. I didn't know if the camera was running. I don't know if you may have caught that or not on that jump. Just as we were talking, one rigger looked kind of funny, and right out we went to check that. Then the other downrigger went off. Then the planer board went off. We weren't there in time. Apparently, we went through probably a bunch of fish, a school of fish. It's a nice little salmon.
All right, good
Another
job.
little landlocked.
Good job. Another one.
Yeah.
What about that one?
Nope.
No, there's nothing there now, Ray. That released.
No, I don't.
No, it released also. Yeah.
Moved off the lure.
There you go. You wanted a fish story.
There we go.
Like I said, any. There, I could
You
drive
never
him.
know. Anytime, right?
Fin clippings. Fin clippings. See, I drive him nuts.
Yeah.
That's a non-clipped fish.
Huh?
Nice little salmon legs.
What, about 15 inches?
Yeah, I would say so. Nice landlocked salmon. Let's get him back in the water.
Get him back in the water where he
Where
belongs.
you come to cowboy.
And that's that's something that all three of us fish busters really try to stress
Good.
people is the catch and release. You know,
A lot of
fish
fun.
are good eating, they're a lot of fun to catch, but they still look a lot prettier back in the water with a picture on the wall than the fish.
It's been a good spot through here.
So we hit that great, Wayne. There we were talking, doing an interview, and we
Wow.
saw what goes into action. The thing that
Yeah.
impresses me is when there's what do they say? Fish on.
Fish on.
Fish on, and everybody moves. Everybody's got a job
Have
to
to.
do. And
Well, as you saw, Ray, I had one rod was looking kind of funky, that one downrigger. And Ray went over to check that. And next thing you know, the downrigger right in front of Goose goes off with a little salmon.
yeah.
The next thing is the planer board goes off. But we weren't there in time to catch that one.
Yeah,
Like I
so
said, you wanted
it
to-
takes teamwork and
It's a lot of teamwork.
I
A
only
lot
had
of
two
teamwork.
hands. I can't fight both of those fish.
You know, you don't want to, you know, the weather conditions being what they are today, and you're out fishing in this, you want an experienced crew.
Yeah.
And like there's four of us on here that are, you know, we guide in our spare time. We all own our own boats, and this is the type of crew you want on days like today.
Now there's always time out from fishing for lunch, and Jay earned the right to make the sandwiches. Why is that?
Well, I was the hungriest guy, so in order for me to eat, I'd have to feed everybody else at the same time. So I got started making a sandwich, and then everybody else wanted one. So I'm just cranking the sandwiches out now.
And what are you preparing today?
Well, today we're very fortunate because we have good ham and cheese, which has already gone out the door here. I'm making up some breast of turkey next. We also have roast beef here. We got mayonnaise, mustard, two kinds of bread, mind you, rye bread and white.
It's brown. Now he's making the dive down. He'll be back up. No?
Well, we're just trying to catch the sights here, and what do we have? A hawk out there?
Yep.
Had a hawk. And
We're on the fishing hawk, so we see hawks. Right, Bob?
And as long as we're on, let's see what's going on back here.
A lot of leaving. 7 foot on the rigger.
7 on the rigger.
Well, we've been out about 4.5 hours now, believe it or not, and Wayne, the guys look pretty busy back here. What's going on?
Well, we just finished checking our lures, put them back out, and lo and behold, don't we come upon another mess of weeds, leaves, little branches. They had a bad storm last night, rain and winds. And the hard part about fishing this time of year is the amount of garbage. Stuff that's washed out from shore that's out here in the water. Spring and fall, we have a lot of leaves and seaweed and that.
So every so often, you bring in the lures, clean them off, and send them back out.
Right, right. We just cleaned everything up. Looked like a nice, clean piece of water we were going through, and like I said, the next thing we know, we're right in the middle of a lot of floats on top of the water. Something you have to learn to live with this time of the year out fishing.
So again, to identify the people, here's Lex Cleary, and he's one of the Fish Busters group. And here in the middle is an Adirondack fishing guide, Ray Hawksby. He's the captain today. And then Goose Gagnon, keeping busy over on the side. He's one of the fish busters. And have just been talking with Wayne Wilkins, one of the Adirondack fish busters. And down here enjoying lunch still. There's Jay enjoying lunch, and he'll be back at things, waiting for the fish is on call. Fish on. And that'll get everybody stirring, as you saw just a little while ago. About 4.5 hours on the lake. And this is the first sign of other humans. It's just the lakes belong to Bub's boat. The what's it called?
Wow.
The boat.
Fishing hawk.
Fishing Hawk has owned the lake, and this is the first sign of other people around.
Ray, you got any more room for another sandwich? Lex? Oh, Jay, thank you very much.
All right. Goose, how about you? One more sandwich?
No thanks.
Okay. How about you, cameraman?
Nope, I'm fine.
All right.
3 sandwiches for me is enough, Jay.
You've been living a good life today out here with us.
Piece of cake.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't take that, did you?
Sure.
Yep, we're living good and we're eating good. And we're catching fish.
So as we were talking earlier, Jay, you drove about 5 hours, let's say, to get here. Here we go, here we go.
Right. We hook us to.
Good job, good job. Nice bend to that pole.
Yeah.
We were just talking about catching fish.
Put lures on, Lex. That's right, Bob. Got it good.
The Cable Committee bringing you all this fishing action from the Adirondacks, and here we go. Ray Hawksby at bat.
We choked on the other one.
Don't talk about
This is his big chance.
That's that black and purple stinger.
That's
that's
been
been
a
hot.
good one.
That's a hot lure today.
Looks like Goose getting ready with the net, but I can't really see it.
There.
Way back.
Yeah, I got it back quite a ways.
Okay, can you hold this?
Sure can.
There we go. We all spring into action.
The skipper. Sure. Ooh, he's pounding.
Ooh, look at him pounding.
Shaking it. Lighter here, Bob. He's back down on me. You don't want to come in easy.
Don't blow this one.
He's a small fish, Foxy.
Small fish?
That's why he's it.
Funky one, huh?
Well, he likes to dance once in a while. I got his head out of the water, so he needs some oxygen.
Like a laker, huh?
Yes.
It looks like it.
doing the bottom jaw pretty good.
Like a good hook up, huh?
Yeah.
All right, Ray.
That size one, right? 3.5, 4 pounds maybe?
Oh, that's not bad. Look at that guy.
There we go.
Yes. Another one. Woo! Yeah. All right.
baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Nice
Let's
one.
see it. We gotta get a good shot of it.
Yeah.
Here goes. We'll throw him on the board. It won't hurt him so bad.
Hook came out.
He's got a lamprey, really a fresh lamprey scar on him.
Scar, that's the fresh one right there. He's measuring 22 inches. We'll give him even, 22 inches.
Thin clip too.
Yeah. But you can see how these lampreys,
Oh yeah.
can you get that in there good?
Yep. Yep. Well, that's a keeper. You'd want to keep that, wouldn't you? The size of that baby. Great catch.
Beautiful.
The boat
Well
got
done.
it.
Great
All
Bubba,
right,
hot
Jay
speed.
Skipper.
Let's get this one back in the water.
That took a little bit of while there, bub. You knew what you were doing, though. You can't just yank her
I
in.
couldn't choke on this one. I had my competition was on.
While there's a lull in the action here, we get a chance to look at some of the equipment that that these men are using. And Goose, you're going to tell us about that.
Well, we got a variety of lures here. They're mostly light spoons. That's what we run at this time of year, and in the spring you can see all different colors and different sizes that we like to use. Some days certain colors work better than others.
So how do you know, like let's say, well, Lex says, well, let's use a spinner or a bebob or whatever. How do you know? Are these identified in some way?
Oh, they're all called different things. We have nicknames for them sometimes. We have a particular lure that we call Candy Apple, and
Can you point out any here? Like, can you tell us what some of these would be named?
well, these are called the real names for these are called Evil Eyes. Those are Evil Eyes. Very good lure for lake trout and salmon. Down in here, in this section here, looks like we got some West Rivers made by Sutton. And that's a very good productive lure. Over the last 10 years, we've had luck with Sutton spoons, so we like to use them. You got some more Evil Eyes in here, and you got some Daredevil type lures that we use. And let's open this up. This is Ray's tackle box. See if we can find some more goodies. You know, some more Evil Eyes. I don't know if you can get these.
Well, there must be, geez, there's a couple hundred here.
Well, as you can see, fishermen nowadays, invest a lot of money in their lures. Really, certain days, it just seems a particular color works better. And when you have a system like this where you control with multi-lines, you can stack up on that particular color or that particular lure.
And fishermen have their favorite ones.
Everybody has their favorite ones. I think all of us on board here generally use the same type lures, but we all have a different favorite one that just seems to produce over the years for us. You know, we've been doing this for quite a while now, and we have our favorites.
Does it ever end that, well, okay, you've got enough lures. I mean, to me, this looks like plenty of lures, but I know with me with baseball cards, I never have enough baseball cards.
Yeah, well, every year the manufacturers come out with a different type lure, and fishermen will have a particular lure that he's having luck this year with, and he'll pass it on to another buddy, and likewise the buddy will pass it on, and they say, geez, this lure's working good, and you'll go up and you'll load up on them.
And we can zoom on this on the loon. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
So fishing is part sightseeing too, I guess, and while you're out in the water, you're looking for the other sights of nature.
Coming across the way over here.
Goose, we've been out for about 6 hours. Give us a recap of what we've done today.
Well, considering the day that it started off to calm down right now, but let's see, we've had 4 salmon, 2 Lakers, 2 or 3 Lakers, or we've lost count, all of us up here. We had a couple other releases that went off, and then nothing was there. And you know, all in all, so far it's been a pretty good day.
The lake's calmed down, I notice.
You like it being calm like that. Well, that happens sometimes. It'll be windy at the beginning, and then all of a sudden it'll calm down, and maybe the wind will come out of a different direction when it starts back up. You know, you got to take the good with the bad, but no complaints so far. We've had a pretty good day. We're happy.
Okay, and I figure we're going to be out here a couple more hours at least, so we'll probably hit a few more strikes.
Well, definitely. We're going to get you the real one then, Foxy.
Well, Jay, as I started to ask you earlier, and we got interrupted by a flying fish, what we've been out for quite a while now, and how do you rate the day compared to some of the other times you've been up here?
Okay, I would say this is getting close to an average day now. I expect we'll put a couple of more fish in the boat before we call it a day, and this will be about a typical day for me, actually. I see a lot of weather up here, a lot more than I do back home. I see everything here. I see the cold, the rain, sunshine, clouds, rough seas, calm seas. So for me, this is a typical day for coming up here.
And many of the North Country people are already familiar with some of the people that are on the crew. You're the new man. Tell us a little about yourself, where you work, and things you're involved with.
Well, I work down at in the IBM company down in Poughkeepsie, New York. I work in the security department there, and I work a lot of weekends, a lot of overtime, etc. So this is quite a change of pace for me. I'm usually in a control center area, which has a lot of busy stuff going on all the time. Phones constantly ringing, alarms going off, and all that. So I really enjoy my trip up here and spending a couple days up here whenever I get the chance. And a big part of coming up here for me is not just the land and the climate and everything, but it's the people. It's the friends that I've made up here, and I feel pretty fortunate for that. Guys like Goose and Lex and Ray and Wayne and all these guys up here, I tell you, they really make it special for me to take the ride up here and spend a little time here.
Yeah. Good. Bring the rod down with you. No.
When do I stop reeling?
Watch. Beat.
Huh?
Lighten up.
Okay.
Okay.
Lex is giving them.
All right. So you come down with the rod till about 9 o'clock. All right. Now pull back. Reel down. Reel down. Come down to 9. Come down to 9 o'clock.
Lower your
9
rod
o'clock.
while you're reeling.
Oh, as
That's
if
the
it
next
were
stop.
like a watch.
Okay.
All right.
And lift slowly,
There
nice
you
and
go.
easy. And lower
And
the
reel
rod
down
while
and-
you're reeling.
This way you get the line back as you're coming down.
Oh, but I stop reeling.
Correct.
Right,
okay.
yeah, you use the
There
rod
you
to
go.
fight the fish, all right? You use the reel to gain line on them.
When I pull, do I start reeling, or do I?
No, when you're coming back down. When you pull, you move the fish
Stop.
towards you now.
Okay.
Now you want to get the line back on them.
So do I
So
reel?
reel. Yeah, as you're coming down, you reel. All right, so bring them towards you, reel down. Get some line on them. There you go.
How you doing there, Foxy?
Never did this before.
Come on, look at the
You think
camera over
Is it the
here.
real one? No, I'll lose it. No, is this really? Oh, he's fighting.
Ooh,
now.
look at
He
that.
Looks
is
like
mad.
the big fish of the day,
Hey,
too.
he sure does. Foxy, you're showing up old Goose.
Okay, when you get close to the boat now,
Okay.
nice easy pumps, Fox.
Now
You
what
don't
do I do?
wanna-
Bring it down.
Same thing, real.
Same thing, nice
All right,
and
now,
easy.
But now when you bring it back, a little easier. You don't
Yeah.
have as much line out, you don't have
Okay,
as much stress.
now I'm gonna let down.
Slow. Everything's slow. That's it. Nice and easy. Lift
Good.
them, not too hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same
Reel
thing, reel
down.
down, get some line on them.
That's it. Nice and easy.
Oh, what a pro.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
you're getting
Oh,
It's in the blood, Foxy. It's in our blood.
what do I do? I forget.
Keep going,
Okay.
just like
Bring
you're
it
doing.
back, reel down.
Down. And
Is this the big fish of the day, or?
Yeah, looks like a nice one.
go easy though, right?
Oh, net.
Yep. Keep doing just what you're doing. Nice and
You're
easy.
doing wonderful.
If he should happen to dive on you, just hold still. Just let him take line if he happens to go.
Very good, Fox.
Yep. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Nice and
Unreal.
easy.
Oh, he's a nice one.
Now what do I
Nice
do?
and easy. Now
Same
you can kind
thing.
of walk backward just a little bit, and we should
Okay.
be able to swing them right into
That's
this
it.
net here.
Don't
That's
reel.
it. Don't reel.
We got him aboard.
All right. Look at
Oh,
that Laker.
monster!
Hey, congratulations, Fox.
All right.
Well
way to
done.
go, Fox.
Well done.
Unreal.
Nice fish.
This is your
Unreal.
first Lake Champlain lake trout.
Unreal.
Ooh, a beauty
Did
too.
you get this on film, Goose?
I think so. I hope I filmed it right.
Woo! Woo! Son of a
All
gun.
right,
Look
Fox.
at that
now
Laker.
You're gonna have to hold the pick.
Yeah, you gotta hold it for a picture.
It'll slip out of
I'll
my
take
hand.
the rod from you.
It'll slip out of my
Just
hand.
get them unhooked here.
You're squeezing them tight, right?
No, I'm holding them fairly loose. I'm just trying to. Sometimes you put your hand over their eyes like this, they kind of relax, but he's probably not going to do it for us. There he goes.
Hey, Fox, look over here.
Oh,
This
Fox,
is a
you had him
first.
hooked good.
This is a first. Unreal.
Okay.
Nice.
Now,
Wow.
if you just slide your hand up here,
Foxy,
so
You
you're
bite
not hitting
me.
the gills. No,
Foxy.
he won't bite you.
Something's saying shudder, shudder.
No. Put your
No, I can't do it.
right hand. Okay. Your right hand there. Just slide it right up a little bit like this. Okay. Just gonna.
Right there. There. Now we're on first catch ever. Ever first catch.
Look at that
Congratulations.
there, Foxy.
What is it? What kind is it?
Lake
Lake
trout.
trout.
Lake trout.
Show me its side.
Well, I don't know. It might jump out of my hand.
No. Put your hand underneath the belly.
There.
There you go.
Underhand.
Huh?
Underhand.
Like this.
From the inside of your body out.
Yeah.
Like this or
No,
what?
from the inside of your
Inside of
body.
your body.
Same. Let me have this hand. Relax. Okay. There you go.
Like this?
Or
Really?
the other way if you're comfortable having your hand
I'm
turned the other way.
left-handed. It feels funny.
Now, what's your
Hold
hand
him.
feel like?
This is unreal. I didn't think I was gonna be doing this.
How's it feel?
Woo! Well, the fish feels slimy, but it's
What a slimy
pretty,
hand.
pretty good. Do you have soap and water to wash my hands after?
He's a rookie. He's a rookie.
Let's get him back in the
All
water,
right,
Fox.
all right. Yep, let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Got him.
Got it?
Yeah.
Woo! Okay, while Lex is checking out the lures, we're going to talk to him a little bit. You can keep busy. You can, yeah, okay. You can, we're going to, we got Goose over here on this side. We're going to talk with Lex in a moment about the fishing guide business and what his responsibilities are as an Adirondack fishing guide.
Fox, there's a sign of a good day is when halfway through your day you got to bring in your boards to get all the releases out there, because you've had so many releases during the course of the day you're running out on board the boat, so you got to bring in the ones from out there. So that's what we're doing now.
Okay. There it is. We remember earlier today as they set those boards out there. That was around 7:30 this morning, and we checked the time. It's 1:49. Now I guess Lex is ready to tell us a little bit about, let's say somebody contacts you, Lex, about a day out of fishing. What are some of the responsibilities that you have to the client?
Well, each guide service is different. Certain guides approach it from a different standpoint of what they're going to provide their customers. One of the things we do is we pick up our customers at their accommodations. We provide their lunch. A lot of guys forget to bring lunch or something like that. So this way we provide their lunch, we take them out. Probably the primary responsibility for us is to be safe with our clients. You get out, as you know, this morning it was pretty rough. And you get a guy in a small boat sometimes and he's bobbing and wheeling. We've had people from 3 months to 80 years old in our boats, and you know, you get an old timer up there and you know, it's rocking and rolling. You got to be careful and maybe have a hand on him while he's fighting that fish and coaching him in. But for the most part, I think safety comes first. Of course, providing the clients with a good experience, and hopefully you get your client the fish of a lifetime for him, you know, and he can't thank you enough.
Do you normally pick out the spot for your client?
Well, it depends on the time of year he comes up and what he wants to fish for. Some guys want to fish for lake trout. Some guys want to fish for salmon. We get a lot of guys that come up for pike or for bass. We fish from Ticonderoga right up to Rouse's Point on Lake Champlain, and a whole bunch of the smaller ponds and smaller lakes up towards the Saranac Lake area up in there, in the Adirondack Park. Depends on what time of year, really, Foxy.
And how?
We'll try and push them in the direction to get the most fish. We try and stay on top of the action as best we can during the year. And if the guy wants to go for a lake trout and it's they're not hitting real good, we'll say let's go for bass and pike, because we'll have been out the week before and know that they are hitting real good.
Now I know you guys woke me up at 5 o'clock this morning.
Good for you, Fox.
When you when you have a client, is there a certain number of hours that is part of the day?
Well, we try and stay out for a minimum of 8 hours. There are days when you're out there, the weather's rough, you may not have a good day fishing, and all of a sudden, you know, it's the client's on board, it's the 7th hour, and all of a sudden, bing, you hit a fish, and then maybe another one. You want to make his experience a good one, so you might keep him out extra 2 hours, because now he's waited all day for those fish to hit, and all of a sudden they're starting to hit. Well, you can't, it's hard to bring them in when the actions start. So a lot of times you'll keep them out a little later, maybe 10 hours on the water.
Well, I know you've been a fisherman for quite a number of years. What do you suppose it was that has kept you involved in this activity?
I guess, Fox, because I love it so much. I enjoy being out here. It's never seemed like work to me. It's a lot of fun. We go out when we have days off. We don't have customers or clients. We're out fishing, and we just have a great time. It's a lot of fun to be on the water.
Well, and indeed we are having a lot of fun. This is the Cable Committee, along with Hometown Cable, bringing you this special presentation, The Day in the Life of a Fishing Guide, and we've got the Adirondack Fish Busters, and then along with us is the captain of the boat, Ray Hawksby, and Jay Rusnock.
That's me.
And we've had a great time today, and we're going to have a little bit more fishing as we go through the afternoon, hopefully bring in a few more. I've already had my excitement. Well, we have a few minutes to talk with Captain Ray Hawksby, and tell us a little bit more about the boat. We talked a little bit about it earlier, that it's something that relatively new for you, and tell us about some of the things about what this boat's equipped with.
We've been looking, my wife and I, for a nice boat, and we finally decided on a Crestliner from Dave Brothers here locally in Plattsburgh. And the boat is 22 foot long, roughly 102 inches wide. It has 2 gas tanks into it, a cuddy up front, plenty of room, a little porta potty up there, huge live well, and plenty of storage place in the boat. 2 gas tanks, like I was saying. We've started to get her fixed up here. We have a marine radio, which is very essential out here in the big boat, because with the fish busters out here and the 3 of them also and myself fishing, and a lot more other local people that fish out here, and we can communicate quite well with each other. And between enough people out here, communication does pay off for fishing with everybody out in the water. And with all the different lures that you can buy, you can just about narrow it down between a few boats at what will work for you and what won't. And then if you've got a paper graph for finding what the downrigger, where the downrigger ball is, and with the digital graph has speed and temperature gauge on it also, and those are very essential. The next probably money investment is for me is a speed temp down in the cannonball down there. That gives you the actual, there's a lot of currents in Lake Champlain and a lot of little reefs and shoals out here on the bottom that the current does pick up a little faster down there, and the fish are down there, but if your lure is going a little too slow down there, they're not going to strike at it, or the opposite, going too fast. So that's one of the next investments I think I'm going to make here.
Now, you also mentioned to me off camera that you have to worry about other things. There's an investment in life jackets and that type of thing. What are some of the things that you are required to have when you come out in the lake?
You got to have your life jackets, like we were saying. There's a little light on them. They're reflective tape also, and the numbers on your boat also. We're also required to have a paddle, an anchor, running lights, which is forward of the boat and aft of the boat, the lights on the boat also. So I'm thinking, but
Okay. Another thing I'd like to ask you is how busy are you, let's say between guiding and then your own free time? How often are you out here?
as much as I can. I try to get out every weekend or once a Saturday or a Sunday. I try to get out at least once a day. And my little boy is 6 years old, and his name is Aaron. So he's learning, and he caught a nice 5-pound laker this summer here. So he's starting to enjoy himself even more. And he took one of these big 8-foot poles here, and he reeled him in all by himself. Well, he had a big smile like you did today, Foxy. So.
It certainly is a lot of fun, and we're pretty lucky to be on a boat like this today. I know earlier I didn't think I was going to make it past 9:30 in the morning, and if we would have been on a smaller craft, I think it might have tossed me over. But we survived, and as you can see here, down in the cabin, Lex is taking a break. He's had a tough day.
What's nice about fishing in a big boat? If you have people out in the back that can take care of the lines, then somebody can take a break and you can spell each other during the day.
And a great crew here that we have today, and hopefully we'll hit a few more.
You 40 oil can.
Uh-huh. That thing hit like a rocket
right
ship.
into the
Like
motor
a
then.
ton of bricks. Look at the bend in that rod. That's the biggest bend
Thank
I've
you,
seen
Goose.
today.
Way to put me on them.
We're right behind Lex Cleary. Let's see what happens.
The pressure's on. Lex has not been able to boat a fish all day today.
No milk for that one, Jay.
We're all rooting for him, of course. Come on, Lex, you can do it.
You know, I'd get ready to net this fish for him, but knowing Lex.
Let's find her out there.
Get him hammered.
Oh
Thanks.
yeah, he's shaking that head.
Hang right down.
Lex is the one who was giving me a lot of pointers as I brought in my 40-pounder, so. We're gonna try to find it out there. Right now I can't tell where it is.
No, he hasn't come up yet, Fox. He's staying right down on it.
Just mess out.
Well, they're clearing the way for a big one.
Yeah, you can tell by the bend in that rod. There's a lot of pressure out there, a lot of weight.
I gotta pull out a little bit. Like,
Sure, do whatever you gotta do there, Goose. got one rigger over here at 8, and I don't know what the other one's at.
6.
I don't know. Just looking for a look. See if you what's hooked up to the lure.
Pounder, and I'm just milking it.
We swapped batteries and now we're back in business. Lex
10 minutes
hasn't
later.
landed it yet, but he's been fighting
out
it.
to the right a little
See,
bit.
yep,
going
we're
out.
up to 11 minutes in this fight here.
Oh, we only got 2 out on this side, huh? No, we're all right, Goose.
We got 2 out on this side. You're all set. You're driving the boat really, Lex? Pretty good out here, Lex. So.
This fish does feel like he got some weight to him.
I'll tell you, he looks it.
Quality fish.
That's without doubt the biggest one we've had on today.
Or the longest or the largest, I should say.
Boy, he's just staying down.
I know. Good.
He's
Keep
got
going
a
out.
lot of fight left in him. Take your time.
Not going good, man?
What, your fingers slapped?
The temptation is
You want your fingers slapped?
temptation is to turn up the drag.
That's it.
Yeah,
Isn't that true?
don't, boy, don't do it.
I said I'm going to slap his fingers if he does it.
Keep an eye on him.
A lot of times, Foxy, that we have people come in, we tell them not to hit the star wrenches. It's right here, right next to the reel.
Drag is right here on the
And a
reel.
lot of them like to touch it, and they see they can't get the fish up. But the idea is, look at the rod tip
Look at the
go.
rod go. Wow.
Keep going, turn a little bit.
To the right?
Yes, please.
And once again, we see all the teamwork involved here as everyone
but
joins in.
If he loses it, we only blame one person.
But if he gets it, we all did it.
Everybody shares in the catch if we get the
Whoa.
Look at the
taking
rod
out
tip.
drag now.
Oh my God. Yeah, he's got a lot of fight left in him out there.
These are,
This will
He's a
be.
pretty feisty fall fish.
This is going to take a little time.
there he is. He just came up. He's just come up to the surface. Put her back a little bit, Goose.
Yep. Okay, the fish is on top.
He's still keeping pressure with the rod tip. He's working the rod tip, Foxy. He's not looking at the fish. He's just watching the rod tip. These rods are 8-foot Kunans, and they're medium light.
They're graphite. So
And they're
a lot
very
of
much-
sensitivity to 'em.
Yes, just what he said. They can take a lot of stress from us. Lex has gone up to Lake Ontario and boated 30-pound kings with them. Took a little longer to boat them, but that's the fun of it.
The lighter the rod, the more you feel the fish. What he does.
Who's going to be our net man for this monster here?
I'll net him.
All right. Captain Ray is taking on that responsibility.
Not yet, though. He's got a ways to go. Besides,
There he comes.
Lex is not telling me to net him yet, so
There he comes.
I could tickle the belly.
Don't look very big, but I think he's just on top now, so the fight's kind of out of him. I think I got him whooped.
Yep.
Pick up another line. That's
Let me here, Wayne.
another line in
Wayne,
it. Another line in it.
Wayne, I'm gonna let you do it.
Sure, girl.
If you want to.
You got another line.
Oh, that's why he's just so heavy.
All right.
I don't even see the lure hanging.
Yeah, there it is. Still a nice fish, though.
Oh yeah, that's long.
You want to, Wayne? You want to get that line off first, or? All right.
Wayne Wilkins is gonna net him.
All right.
Good fish there.
Well done.
Rigger.
It's nice. It's a very nice Laker.
All right.
Nice fish. Oh,
It's
look
got
at
some
the
weight to him. Look at the belly on him.
Whoa!
This is the
Oh,
largest one
yeah.
so far.
That's a heavy lamprey mark on him.
I guess so. Look at that
Look
mark.
at that nasty mark there.
I put you on to a quality fish.
That's what I like about you, partner. You always put me on a good one.
Those fish busters, boy, they can put them on the fish.
You just put us through a patch of weeds, though, here. Look at that.
We had him look good, Foxy. As you can tell, we get you.
What color we get an ugly lure?
An ugly lure.
Yeah, that one I put out, that yellow. It's like that blue one that I like, the blue and black. It's a yellow and black.
Yeah, this fish definitely wasn't going anywhere. That's a solid hook. All right, the lure is free.
Now, Foxy, here it is, yellow and
I'll tell you,
black.
that is a heavy laker there.
Nice one.
Oh,
Here.
nice belly.
The lamp right here.
Oh, look at that with those
Yeah, let's get that. Look at that mark.
Watch his gills. Put
The lamprey mark.
them right on there.
Hopefully, in about 5 years, we'll never see another one of these.
Yeah, very bad.
5.5.
Yeah,
Wow.
Good 5-pound fish, Foxy, easy.
Yeah.
We figure if he's over 20 inches, he goes about 20 inches, about 2-pound fish, and
Yeah.
when you go up there, you're looking at maybe a good 5-pound fish. And there's an old scar right here, you can see,
Yeah.
and he's got a fin. The fin clip is up here on the top.
Yep.
Yeah, to post again.
Okay.
Thought we might have heard another one.
See if you can.
And away she goes. See if
try
we
to-
can.
yeah, get a look at this.
Oops, sorry.
We'll give him a little
Yep.
artificial respiration there. And there he goes.
Away he goes.
One of the things Wayne likes to do is every fish that he's involved in, when he's out fishing, he records information on it. And what exactly are you recording, Wayne?
Well, right now this is just my rough copies. Everything gets wet out here in the water, but I've got the time the fish was caught, species, length of the fish, the clip, which is, like I said, helpful in the stocking reports. If the fish was released, what lure it was caught on, who caught it.
Geez, Wayne, how long have you been doing this?
You ought to know. You've called me a good many names in the past 5-6 years when I've been I'd be bugging you on what clip is the fish, how big is the fish before you've even got it in a boat.
That's right, Wayne. And we're always talking, and we open this book up when we're down over to your house talking about what time of year are we catching them, what did we catch them on that particular day. So we always open that book 2 or 3 times a year, right?
We've had many a good evening we spent together, going back, a lot of laughs. When I dig out my diary and we're looking what we caught 7, 8 years ago, bring back a lot of memories, and just an interesting thing to do.
Right, Lars, now.
Well, we've been out about 8 hours now, having a great time this time of day, and you can see we started out this morning rainy weather, and now look at the sun glisten onto the lake, and the sun's come out. Beautiful, beautiful time out here on the lake. Lex still checking things out. And we're going to just give you a view how beautiful it is here right now.
Yeah, you look over towards Vermont, Fox, and it looks like it's raining like crazy over there.
That's looking towards Vermont and back to the New York side, and the sun once again shining down beautifully. And here we have the Essex Ferry headed for its dock on the New York side. See, we're almost at 4 o'clock.
Want me to send these down?
And we'll take a look at what the guys are doing. And there's the ferry dock in the distance. So here we have with all the complicated equipment sometime that fishermen use. Shows you the Lake Champlain fishing can be as simple as this. Out in a canoe and cast a little fishing pole out and the man is happy. Well, Goose, it's 5 o'clock sharp and The men are starting to bring things in. What has to be done as you're ready to hit land?
Well, the boys are bringing in the lines. We're going to call it a day, and they're breaking down the rods, getting the lures put back, and maybe we'll take the boat for a little run because we've been trolling all day. Give it a good little run, and yeah, and then we're gonna go put the boat to bed, back to bed. Maybe we'll get together and have a little summary of our day today.
Okay. So we'll finish tearing apart and then we'll recap the day. And the tear down continues. Here's a close-up look of that planer board that was far out to the side of the boat.
Plastic and it's hollow, Foxy, also. It's all made out of plastic, and it's hollow inside with, if Goose can wanted to show you, there's some plugs on it that'll make it buoyant. You put water in it to make it, the nose rise to keep it from making it too light. And it's, the plastic is cut at an angle. At the beginning, everybody used to make them and fill the backs of the planer boards with lead. That's how they made the nose stay ride a little higher up on them. They are cut at a certain angle. Once in a while, they like to go for a deep 6, and they're on the other side of the boat once in a while with the wooden ones, and they're quite something. The plastic ones are cut at a certain angle, and they'll ride pretty good for the rough water. We've been out here in 8-footers with them out. Not so far out away from the boat. You know, the farther out you go, the more tolerance they are on the line and everything. They could break off and you have to go back and get them, but we put them out, still put them out in 8 foot of water out here. We try not to put them out too many times, but depending on how many people around you.
And Jay, this will probably be the last time we'll have to talk to you. Any parting shots to the North Country about fishing?
I had another successful trip. My streak continues after all these years.
Jay, you gonna come up again this fall, or another possibility for a little lake trout action?
Well, doubtful, really.
No? You don't think so?
I don't think.
I thought sure we get those
good
gloves
fishing,
back.
Jay.
We'll tell them all about it.
Right, you'll read our
Goose,
newsletter.
right there, one that's jumped. Another one for another
That's all
day.
right, right where the board is.
And we've got the last catch of the day here.
Is that something?
Beautiful butterfly.
We meet all kinds of friends out here on the lake, and we'll bring him into shore and let him dry off, and then we'll release him. We believe a catch and release.
So we've had a full day out on Lake Champlain, and all that's left is the unloading and head for a nice hot supper. It's been a great day. I've had a great time out here with Fish Busters and also with Ray Hawksby and Jay Rusnock. And we're going to have a brief chat with Goose Gagnon, one of the Fish Busters, before we sign off tonight. Goose, what a day. We spent about 10 hours out in the lake, and I'll tell you one thing that I thought of, and we talked about a little bit with some of the guys. What a thing for a family to become involved in.
Well, that's true, and you know, sometimes I'm taking out fathers and sons. They plan a perfect trip for the summer, and it's a yearly thing, and other people plan birthday presents. They give this as birthday presents and spend a day with the Fish Busters fishing.
We want to thank a lot of people. We want to thank Ray Bub Hawksby for letting us use the Fishing Hawk today. We want to thank Jay, now help me with the last name again. Rusnock, who is doing the taping for us right now and shared his experiences with us. And we want to thank Adirondack Fish Busters, Wayne Wilkins, Lex Clary and Goose Gagnon for sharing their day with us and what it's like to be an Adirondack fishing guide. And Goose, if people are interested in contacting Adirondack Fish Busters, how can they go about that?
Well, very simple. You can write to us, P.O. Box 1162, Plattsburgh, New York 12901, Adirondack Fish Busters, or give us a call at 518-563-7931.
So in conclusion, thanks very much for watching tonight. We want to thank everybody involved in the production of this presentation. We hope you've enjoyed it. And thank you for supporting the Cable Committee and its endeavors to bring local programming to you here in the North Country. Thank you and good night.